What is up, guys? Welcome back to Scene Invaders Podcast, episode 410. Joined, as always, like we're original crew back. We're back in business, like 2 weeks in a row. Absolutely feeling this, holidays and all. And we got Carly. Carly, again, becoming a big part of Scene Invaders here. So happy to see you. How's everything tonight?
It's great. I mean, other than my son having the flu, but
No. Oh my
yeah.
God.
Bummer.
How did we not
Yeah.
discuss that pre-show? Oh my God.
Well, it kind of slipped my mind. He actually just got he got tested yesterday. So everybody else seems to be okay so far. So we'll
Good.
keep hoping that nobody else gets sick.
Not
Well,
at Christmas.
The
Oh my
stuff
God.
we
Yeah.
discussed pre-show
Yeah,
kind
I
of
was
overshadowed
gonna
the
say.
flu.
I don't
Yeah.
think, yes, the
Yeah.
topic wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
No one wants to be a fly on the wall for our pre-shows, guys. Well, some people might want to, but it's wild up in here sometimes.
Yeah.
Fly on the wall, flying waiters. Yep, got it.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
flying.
it. Oh my God.
Flying hip waiters. Yeah.
Don't ask, guys. Don't ask. We also have Mr. Coach.
Ask us
Mr.
if you
Coach.
see us in person, because we're not going to talk about this over social media.
Okay, right. That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There is no Patreon for the.
That's right.
We're in a different category.
Your hair is
Hello.
out and about tonight, Coach.
I'm sorry.
Your hair is out and about tonight.
Yeah,
I wore a hat. And
I'm
nobody else
liking
did.
it, man. I'm
Yeah,
liking
it's
it.
kind of tis the season. I used to grow it out and then donate it, but now that there is very streaks of this is gray,
Okay.
they do not take it anymore. But
I like your hair. I think
It
it's
looks
super
good,
cute, Coach.
though.
Yeah,
Looks
I
great.
like
I
I
like that.
appreciate it. It just kind of goes crazy.
I love it.
That's
I
what
haven't
mine
been able to
does
grow
too.
hair since like
Yeah.
19. So
Oh, I mean,
It's fine.
summertime it just goes. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
mine
okay,
too. I have to
Wait to
straighten
see
up. It's a fro.
I mean, big same.
Yeah. Aw.
No, my beard's out of control. We'll just pretend that's the case. And also, Mr. Brad. What is up, Mr. Brad from Canada?
How's it going, eh? My hair is always slicked back, very gray since I was about 17, and I cannot grow a beard.
You've been a silver menace for decades.
Oh, way too long. Yeah. They call me Mr. Fantastic for all the wrong reasons.
Okay, that's it for sure. All right, guys. So tonight, of course, we're going to hit you with the things we watched this week, which is actually a little bit light, but that's good because we have a great topic to discuss. And my God, I'm curious to see what everybody else chose. I'm not sure if I got the memo exactly right on this one, so we're going to see if I'm the odd man out here with what I've chosen. But yeah, we'll definitely get that at the end of the show. And I'm actually going to start things off tonight. And I only watched one new thing this week. I'm going to bitch about that for a second because it's December and I feel like every movie theater should be showing everything ever right now, especially like for
Mhm.
award stuff. And I mean, it's literally just a roster of things I've already seen or like a small handful of things I'm just simply not interested in.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's like way at the very end of the month before like everything now starts like piling on that I'm like dying for. But I'm just like, hi guys, there's still like 3 weeks leading up to the end of the month. So I just haven't gone to the theater like I normally would. But last night, I ended up watching Emilia Perez. So this is a huge awards contender from Netflix. Let me read the little blurb on this. A Mexican lawyer is offered an unusual job to help a notorious crime cartel boss. Sorry, guys, I can't read.
That scared me a little bit. There was a big pause. I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
To help a notorious crime boss retire and transition into living as a woman, fulfilling a long-held desire. So this is a strange anomaly of a movie. This is France's submission to like the Oscars and the awards, but it's in Spanish. Yeah, and it's a
What?
musical about a crime boss becoming a woman. And I knew I had to watch this. It's getting all kinds of awards recognition. So there was no way I was missing it, whether I hated it or liked it. And I just didn't know quite what to expect going into this. And I put someone else through this as well. So I watched it with someone else who happens to really like musicals. And I was just like, hey, it's a musical. How's that sound? Wink. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And honestly, I very much enjoyed this movie in
Oh, yeah?
a way that I did not expect to, for sure. I thought it was riveting, honestly. Like I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. It's a mess. It's tonally, it's a mess. It's kind of all over the place in a lot of ways, but it's kind of like almost like an admirable mess because they're swinging for the fences in so many ways that it's hard to not sort of have an appreciation for it. It's directed by Jacques Audiard, and it has Selena Gomez and Carla Sofia Gascon and Zoe Saldana. Those are the big players in this movie.
Big names.
And yeah, this is just, it really caught me off guard. And I think it caught Chris off guard as well, because there were a couple times we looked at each other in this movie and I was like, this is fucking insane. And he was like, this movie is insane. And I was like, yes, it is. But that's like kind of what led to it being so enjoyable, I thought. And again, like not able to take your eyes off of it. I never knew quite where this was going. And I had like an idea of just the basics of it. And I know it's been extremely divisive, but I guess I had a hard time seeing why this has been so divisive. If you go in knowing sort of what it's about, then there shouldn't really be anything divisive about it. I don't think it's not pushing any kind of an agenda, or it doesn't have some like underlying, like, again, agenda or any of that kind of shit. It's just a very simple story about a cartel boss transitioning to a woman and navigating their life post that transition. The music.
Who plays the cartel boss?
Carla Sofia Gascon. And she's getting a lot of awards recognition and Best Actress. And I think that shit is deserved, because you're dealing with, and I don't think this is spoiling anything, guys. Like I'm not going to go into detail, but this is just basic outline of the story. So you're dealing with a person who has transitioned in real life. I'm assuming, at least that's how it appears.
I was going to ask that.
And she has to detransition kind of for this movie. And I was absolutely shook when I realized that the person that we meet at the beginning was also her. I was like,
wow.
oh, fuck. Okay. They put in the work for this. Like, this is had to be maybe triggering, I guess, if you're like you deal with gender dysphoria or any of that kind of shit. Like, maybe it was a triggering thing to do as a role. And it just made me respect it that much more. It's just such an interesting, strange, bizarre. The music is cool. Like,
was it all original music?
It is, at least from what I understand. And I'd say this film is probably like 75% in Spanish. It does have some English moments, but the music was just so much cooler than what I expected it to be. It's not like super grand. This is not like Wicked, but you just have these cool, like kind of more intimate feeling, like very modern sort of feeling, like musical numbers throughout this film that I think really work. And like I said, I just couldn't take my eyes off of it by the end of it. And like, as you see how this plays out and where it's going and all these characters and how they're maybe not realizing who people are and maybe realizing who people are, and like all of this interaction is happening throughout the film. Like, it's just, it's really, really interesting, guys. And I know that some people do not like this movie at all. Other people think it's the greatest thing ever made. And I don't fall into either of those camps. I do think it's very good. I would definitely watch it again. Do I think it should win every award ever? I don't. But
do you think I think it's nominated for the originality and the bravery?
I think that's a big part of it. I think that like awards circuits think they're probably doing something very important with this movie by nominating and like uplifting this like trans story. And I don't know that they're as brave as they think they are by doing that, because
well, I mean,
it's just,
did they just like, it doesn't sound like they made a movie to highlight the trans story. It sounds like they made a crime story musical, and perhaps the
just
Golden
so happens
Globes
to be an element of it.
Yeah. Did they jump on it just because they think they should?
I mean, I think that, like I said, this movie swings for the fences in a lot of ways. It has so much interesting cinematography and camera work, and the way some of the musical numbers are lit and performed and staged and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's interesting. Like, I mean, there really is something interesting here. You can tell that Jacques Audiard is an auteur, and he has a vision, and he wants to present that vision. And even if it's messy or complicated or whatever it is, and this movie's all those things, that's okay. But he's getting what he wants out there. And I think that people are seeing that in this and kind of recognizing the importance of art and an artist presenting something, even if it's
That's
not exactly always cohesive or perfect or any of that kind of stuff. I've been kind of like torn on this one, whether it would be a buy or a borrow for me. I want to say buy kind of because I do very much appreciate it. And it's something I absolutely would watch again. And I kind of want to watch it again. Because by the end of it, I was just sort of floored by where we ended up and where it started, where it goes, and where we ended. That I was just like, wow, this was really something, and something that felt very different. And it's cool, man. I think so. If you're open-minded, there are some people who are going to go into this who there are people who hate trans with no nuance at all. It's just they hear that word, they're absolutely out in every single way. And I'm not one of those people.
Aggravate a lot of Nazis.
Yeah, I mean, if this was like about like transing children or some shit like that, yeah, I'm not feeling that. But this isn't that. This is
I think we had talked about this before. Of like, there is a history of this in cinema, from everything from like Dog Day Afternoon to like the Dutch Girl. It is a staple in cinema that is part of the storytelling. Yeah, I mean, like it is what it is. I mean,
and this is definitely not something I would call the W word woke. People are going to think because it involves trans that it's woke, but it's not. It's just simply not. It's just a story about.
It's just a story about a trans person. Yeah, just so happens to have somebody transitioning.
Yeah, exactly.
Zoe Saldana as a singer. I knew she was a dancer, and we all know Selena Gomez is a singer. I didn't expect.
I didn't know that.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
Joke.
Speaking of hitting demographics, I'm sorry, Selena Gomez is not really on my playlist.
No,
I thought
she do any Bon Jovi covers.
Okay, right. I thought Selena Gomez was very good in this. I guess there's a lot of people who are angry with her over this performance because her Spanish is a little sus. I wouldn't know that. I'm just a white boy. I don't speak Spanish. So that didn't hit with me, but I liked her performance and I thought it was unhinged and crazy and fascinating and hard to take your eyes off of. And Zoe Saldana, I think, has almost maybe the most difficult role in the film. Because she starts off, and again, this is, I don't think spoiling anything, guys. She is introduced to this crime boss who is presented to her as a man and says, hey, this is my intention. This is what I want. And I want to transition into a woman. And she helps facilitate that. And then years later, or a while later, comes across this person again in their female form and doesn't immediately realize that's who she's dealing with. So she has a lot of like tightrope to walk sort of between like different emotions and different characters and realizations and all that kind of stuff. So I thought it was very fascinating, and I don't like, it's not for everyone. I could never sit here and pretend that everyone's going to love this movie, but I think there's just, it's such a ballsy display of filmmaking that's kind of what won me over ultimately in the end. It's just ballsy, and it took balls to do this and to put this out there for the world. And it's cool. It's art, man. I think it's artistic.
You can call me the W word or whatever you want to call it. I think being trans is the least interesting thing about this person who is also a crime boss.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of how
we talk about the crime bossiness of this.
And that's kind of how this movie treats it, I think, in a way too. Like, it is a big part of the story for sure, but it's very much more about like this criminal underworld in Mexico.
Something tells me there's a lot more to mine out of like the crime boss. And
Rocky Horror is about a transvestite who's an alien.
Okay, right. There it is. But yeah, I recommend this as fuck, guys. Like, if it even sounds mildly entertaining to you or interesting, or you like awards contendery type shit, definitely watch this. If you already know you hate anything that includes the T word, then don't watch this because you're going to probably hate this too. But if you're open-minded, man, it's 2 hours and like 10.
I can do that.
And it flew by. When it was over, I was shook. I was like, oh shit, this is over. Like, I can't believe this is over. And I believe Chris liked it as well. We didn't discuss it a ton afterward, but I know we had our moments through it where we were like, what the fuck? This is wild. And I think he enjoyed it quite a bit as well. So I'm not sure this is one he's going to be like bumping the soundtrack in the car and shit like he does other stuff. But I think there was an appreciation from him as well. He just said it's a very unorthodox musical. And I mean, I picked that up too, and I'm a musical noob, basically. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a buy on this one, man. I would absolutely watch this again. I would like to support filmmaking and art of this type. So that's where I stand on things. And that was it for me, guys. That's all I watched this week. It's been fucking crazy. And like I bitched about the movie theaters, they're not showing anything I give a fuck about.
No,
So
nothing.
I mean, almost nothing. I almost went to see Kraven. I know you guys are talking about that later, but I couldn't. I was like, I value my time more than this. I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Well.
Okay.
You chose well. We chose
poorly.
So we're going to move on to Carly. Miss Carly, what did you watch this week as we gear up for Christmas?
All right. Well, I didn't watch a lot either, but I did start off by watching actually an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience with Quentin Tarantino and Roger Avery.
Okay.
And definitely recommend that. I would say probably turn it off about 20 minutes before it ends because it gets a little bit more serious. And Roger Avery kind of talks about going to jail and what happened with that. And it kind of rubbed my husband the wrong way and left him with a sour taste in his mouth. I was a little bit more forgiving about it, but it's still a really great episode. And that actually led us into watching Killing Zoe, which is an older movie. It's Roger Avery's first movie that he wrote and directed. Came out in 1993, had Eric Stoltz in it, Julie Delpy, and basically Eric Stoltz plays a what's it called, like a safecracker, and he flies out. He's flown out to France to hang out with his buddy that he knew as a kid, and they've got this whole thing where they're going to basically rob a bank the next day on Bastille Day. And the day before that, he actually meets a prostitute named Zoe, and they connect. As she says, they fit together. And
I like that accent. That was good.
That was really good.
But so it's really cute, the first 10 minutes of them kind of interacting, and then she's thrown out by his friend, who's a rude French guy. And the drug scene goes on a little bit too long, where they're kind of hanging out, showing him the real Paris. And we got about 40 minutes into the movie, and I realized that I probably should turn on the subtitles because they start mostly speaking in French.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, well, my poor husband, he hadn't seen the movie, so he has no idea. He's like, I just thought it was like some kind of artsy French movie where I'm just not supposed to understand what I'm saying. And I'm like, no, you're supposed to understand. I'm so sorry. So we ended up putting on the subtitles. And it was much better after that.
Yeah, of course.
But he still really enjoyed it. He kind of felt the same way that I did, that the whole drug sequence when they're kind of showing him the real Paris the night before went on just maybe about 5 to 8 minutes too long.
Okay.
But all in all, we both really enjoyed the movie. Very ultraviolet. And then, so that I would say, probably it's worth buying. I had it, but I couldn't find it. It's one of those movies where I bought it when I was much younger, and for whatever reason, I probably lent it out to somebody and I never got it back. So I would definitely recommend either buying it or at least renting it.
Okay.
And then the second movie that I watched was a new movie called Your Monster. And that actually, okay. So this is, I'm just going to read what it's about. It's basically, well, I won't read it, but basically it's an actress that's very soft-spoken. It's Melissa Barrera, who I love. I like her. She's great. I had no idea that she could actually sing. So that was a big surprise.
In the Heights. Yeah.
I haven't seen that. So, but I was like, wow, I didn't know that she had a voice. So not only is she really pretty, but she can act and she can sing. But I thought it was really cute. It's basically, she is an actress. She has cancer. Her boyfriend, who she's been dating for like 5 years, ends up breaking up with her while she's got cancer.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And like, he's like wrote this play that was based off of her. He's wrote it for her to play the main part. And then, he breaks up with her. And then all of a sudden she, just doesn't really have the part anymore. And she meets, there's apparently a monster that lives in her mother's house. So that was really interesting. He was, I guess he had been there in the house since she was a kid.
Okay.
Kind of goes over, he's like, I can't believe you don't remember me, and goes over these different instances where he showed up as she was growing up. And it kind of reminded me a little bit of what was that show, Beauty and the Beast? Was that what it was called in the 90s that came out?
Ron Perlman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he
Okay.
kind of looks a little bit like that, kind of cat-like, kind of like the Beast, and he's actually kind of charming. But I liked it until the very end. It just kind of
Okay.
fell apart.
Okay.
The
Is
very
this like a
last
romantic comedy?
It is. It says it's like a
Okay.
horror comedy. It's not really horror. It's kind of
Yeah.
like more of a romantic comedy, kind of zany.
Yeah.
But I was really
With a
enjoying it
monster, so
until
it's horror or something.
Right.
Ridiculousness goes.
yeah, I was really enjoying it until like that last scene just kind of killed it for me.
Okay.
But I mean, I would still recommend checking it out. You might like it. Your mileage may vary,
Sure. And I love Melissa Barrera, man. Like she's
Yeah.
really grown on me. The first time I saw her was Scream 2022, and
Me too.
I did not love her in that.
Oh,
But
really? She was a
she
little
won-
flat in that.
yeah, and
A
then
little.
Scream 6, like she really came to life. Abigail, I thought she was amazing. I just saw her in
Yes.
the Heights, which I thought was very good. And yeah, she is, and I think she's beautiful. Oh my god,
Mhm.
she's just a beautiful lady. Yes,
Yeah.
even I can appreciate that.
So that's really all that I watched though
That's
this
it.
past week.
Okay. Yeah, it's holidays, guys. It's been
Yeah,
light
it's
for us.
tough.
So we're gonna move on to Mr. Brad from Canada, sir. What have you been watching?
Well, actually, I did see Kraven, as did Coach, so we're going to talk about that. But before I did that, I had my daughter over the weekend, and we were just kind of hanging out, flipping through channels. And was anybody here? I know this can be a divisive show. A Big Bang Theory fan?
Mm-mm.
I know Coach disliked it.
I don't have a feeling about it. I've seen like an episode
Yeah.
here and there, but that's all I know of it.
Okay, well, I actually enjoyed it. Didn't
A
bother
lot of
me.
people
I
did,
thought
Dan.
thought the humor was funny, and just I realized, yes, nobody would put up with half the people in there, but that's a sitcom, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
True.
Well, they had a spin-off called Young Sheldon.
Yeah.
Which I actually do.
My daughter
enjoy.
loves that show.
Okay, my daughter absolutely glommed onto this to the point that whatever TV she was at my house, she was watching it. They got my roommates watching it. So we would just sit down and watch Young Sheldon. I didn't
She's like
absorb
a young
it.
Sheldon dealer. Like,
Yeah,
here,
I
try
didn't
some Young
absorb it.
Sheldon.
Didn't not absorb it. I thought it was entertaining, and I realized, nope, nobody would put up with that kid. Well, he had his older brother Georgie, his twin sister Missy, and well, they kind of became characters on their own,
Right.
almost bigger than Sheldon, because Sheldon is a very one-dimensional character, and you, like I said, you have to have a cast around that because nobody would put up with that kid. Well, I guess the cast got enough recognition that they had a second spin-off show called Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. Now, his older brother Georgie impregnated a girl named Mandy, and they got together and they kind of stuck together. Well, this is Sheldon has gone off to college, and this is kind of the adventures of Georgie and Mandy.
Okay.
It stars all the original cast, like Will Sasso plays the father-in-law. You have Zoe Perry as Georgie's mother. Montana Jordan plays Georgie. Emily Osment plays Mandy. And you have Annie Potts as the grandmother. Will Sasso, as I said, and a new character, Dougie Baldwin as Connor, one of the brothers. You know, you have to add some kind of strangeness into the mix. Now, this was kind of more back to the Big Bang Theory, in which where this had a laugh track and a live studio audience, and kind of followed a sitcom formula. And I was completely delighted by it.
Okay.
Because we talked about this. You don't see comedies anymore.
Yeah.
it's hard to do a comedy. It's hard to do a sitcom, and this is a twice removed spinoff.
Sure.
I mean, when was there last time there was a twice removed spinoff? It was like All in the Family.
Joni Loves Chachi.
Joni Loves, but that was just off
Yeah.
Happy Days, which was more comedian. Like you have to go back to the 70s, way back to the 70s. People, that was the time.
Frasier. What was the spinoff of Frasier?
No, it was Cheers and Frasier.
But there was a new Frasier. Maybe it was just called Frasier.
Yeah, it's the continuation.
Okay.
But like I think Friends had a spinoff of Joey, which lasted a whole season.
Golden Girls had a spinoff called The Golden Palace, but I think it was one season.
That's it.
It was not as good, yo.
Can we fantasy cast a Golden Girls reunion?
Oh,
like
oh my God.
how do you reboot that?
I don't
It's
know.
one of the
I don't
best
feel
shows
like you
ever
can.
made.
Golden
Yeah,
Girls is one
that
of the
would
best
just be
shows
not
ever.
fair.
That was lightning in a
Like
bottle.
lightning in a bottle.
my
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Mean old women. Loved them.
Yeah, but they weren't old.
Yeah,
No,
that's
they were
what
younger
they
than
were.
all.
Yeah.
They were,
Crazy.
I think
They
they
were
were
like in
my
their
age.
40s,
Yeah.
weren't they?
Rue
my God.
McClanahan was
Especially Estelle
44.
Getty, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel so
Nice.
old now.
God, girl. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
So-
Just wait.
Yeah, it's like 7 or 8 episodes in, and we watched the whole thing, and it was sitcom entertaining.
Okay. Where
You
do you
know,
find
it-
this?
Oh, where is it? It's on CBS. I think that's a Canadian thing.
Okay.
So it might be on Peacock or
Paramount?
something. Paramount, probably.
Paramount's, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was, like I said, I was quite entertained. It's a buy for me because when the kid comes back, I'm not allowed to watch the episode till she shows up. She told me,
Okay.
Oh,
I
there
think
you
that's
go.
fair.
and I'm like, you know what, I'm down, but I can watch it if I want.
All right,
Yeah,
you can
okay,
see
right.
this on Pluto TV, Paramount Plus,
Dang.
Yeah.
Hulu.
We don't get Hulu.
Okay, so Pluto TV.
We get
That's-
that, I think.
I think that's free, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is. I like laugh tracks.
I do too.
So you
There's
can't
something
tell.
nostalgic about
You can't tell if they're like in a live studio audience or some dude on a Mac is just saying, "Yeah, you're supposed to laugh right here,"
Yeah.
you know. But it's the actors, like I said, they're all spot on, and they're continuing a story that I don't know if it needed to be continued, but I'm glad it did.
Sure.
It's just fun.
Feel that.
It's just fun because I miss comedy sitcoms. Everything now is so satirical and biting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's comedy.
I so miss comedy, and I don't need it to be Revenge of the Nerds, rapey jokes. I don't.
Is it like
need
wholesome? Like, I mean, it clearly
it
is
is
for the family if
wholesome.
your daughter is watching it, or at least
That's not
family.
necessarily a prerequisite in my family, but
Okay.
yes, it is. It is sitcom humor.
Most
it's-
ages appropriate.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
There's I like it because they're not trying to teach you a lesson. And I hate when media tries to teach me a lesson. I've got my own
Yes.
goddamn lessons I learned.
Okay.
I'm
Please
teaching
don't
myself
make very
enough lessons.
On a very special.
on a very
Okay,
special
right.
episode of the pedophile bike shop. Yes.
No, poor Dudley.
PDF.
No.
Yeah.
I am dead.
No, you
On
know
a
what,
very
guys?
special
We
Beats of Bel Air. Will Smith has a gun.
Oh,
we
dear.
really
Oh, yeah.
have to have like a little spin-off of, we'll call it a very special podcast in which where we watch these very special episodes and discuss them
Yes.
because we realize you could not do that today.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
A very special Saved by the Bell where they got hooked on caffeine pills.
Right?
Okay, right. They were on like
And she's
no-nos,
so
like
excited.
strung out.
Hardcore.
Jesse got hooked on
Yes.
caffeine pills, man.
Forget the thing of, oh, there's suddenly a pop band that does
Yeah, right.
exercise videos.
Yeah.
But
But Jesse's busy. She's cutting up lines of no-dos in the fucking corner, like
Yeah.
rolling up her dollar bill, ready to go.
Well, she had to get ready for Showgirls.
Damn
I
right.
love
There you go.
Showgirls. No apologies. I love it so much.
None needed. You shouldn't have to
it's
apologize for liking that movie.
No, it's great. I absolutely adore it. I didn't see it for the first time until like maybe 2 years ago.
oh
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Yeah. It's so good, dude. I love it. Good as a
Is it?
okay, that's a strong word. I loved it.
It's
I gave it
fun.
5 stars out of 5. I love it.
Hey,
Because
I
it's
love a lot
just
of shitty movies
perfection.
too.
Yeah. It's like the perfect trash level for me.
Yeah, and had the oh man,
There was
there
drag on
was
it. Yeah,
the
everything.
monkey. There was a monkey and everything. So come on, it was a movie. It was definitely
Oh
a
my
movie.
gosh.
Facts.
So yes, beyond that, I watched Kraven, which Coach and I are gonna wax poetic about. But Mr. Coach, what did you check out? Showgirls. You watched Showgirls, didn't you?
No,
Again.
I closest I got to Showgirls is I saw the trailer for the last Showgirl, and I'm excited for that one.
I want to see it so bad.
But I went out and I saw the revival of Interstellar in IMAX.
I wanted to.
Wow.
That was it. Never fit my time slots that I could do, so it just didn't work.
I saw it in a 80% capacity theater.
Oh, that's cool.
I couldn't believe it. Like, it was really weird. It was just, there's just people everywhere. Like, I thought I'll just show up and just, get a good seat and, like I end
Sit
up
here with 3 other people and chill.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I was lucky enough, like one side I had all the space on one side but I was pretty much like lower to the side. They weren't the greatest seats, but they were, IMAX is IMAX.
Yeah.
The music is just amazing. It's it's just a really good movie. You kind of forget how, amazing the visuals are and stuff like that. So that was an absolute, highly recommend that while that's still in theaters. Again, we're in award season, but there's nothing in the theaters. And then I saw that, which I saw Kraven, and
You were like, I don't even know how to lead up to this.
well, so here's my thing: is half the movie, Aaron Taylor Johnson is not in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? He's not in half of the movie?
He's not in half of the movie.
What the fuck?
Well, he's a stalking hunter kind of thing, and there's a
He hunts.
There's
flashback of when they're
there's a
young.
young Kraven, and I didn't even know Russell Crowe was in the movie. Like,
I didn't either until recently.
yeah, and it's like, and Chad, I accept your crush on him, and I get it. However, his Russian accent is awful.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you spending the money on him? You're not even promoting him in the movie.
We've only been role playing Russians for a short time, okay?
But
You gotta give him a break.
like I go back to the old like Gary Oldman Russian, which was not that great either. But it's like, well, you could get an actual Russian to play this part because it's not that big of a part. If you're going to spend the money on Russell Crowe, advertise it. However, Brad, who's this movie for?
This movie is for Sony.
Yeah. Okay.
This movie
But
is
is it even making money? Like,
no.
Is this to keep
$11 million
licenses?
opening? I don't know the budget, but yeah,
Ouch.
this movie is for Sony to keep the Spider-Man license because that is what they're doing. Now, I sat down in a very empty theater.
Oh,
I saw
I
your
saw
video. Yeah.
110 million.
Nobody there.
Yeah.
Did anyone
100
show
million.
up?
There was one guy who sat kind of really at the front with his buddy, and then he turns around. He's like, "Hey, do you want some M&Ms? We bought too much candy." And I'm like, "What?"
Nice.
So he runs.
I would have said yes.
Because I always sit at the back.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to throw things at Jackass. We're looking at their phones. So, and he runs all the way up. He comes up and he gives me a bag of M&Ms. And he's like, "Here you go, man. We bought too much candy." And I'm like, "You're really stoned." Okay. So he went back to his seat and I ate M&Ms and watched this movie. And this is going to sound really, really weird. I didn't hate it because I'm a fan of Kraven from the comics. And they did a couple nods to stories that I really enjoy. He had some hallucinogenics where some spiders fell upon him, and that is from a very famous comic that I read. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed his powers. He's kind of on par with, I'd say, like Captain America. He can run fast. He can lift stuff. He has kind of telescopic vision, but he never really looked at anything interesting.
It's bird vision, but it's lion vision.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Same.
Bird
Yeah.
lion.
Like
Like a griffin. Yeah. But
Why not?
he gets his powers from a magic potion, more or less, and then getting bled in by a lion. In the comics, he takes special herbs, kind of like Black Panther. But like I said, this is going to sound kind of weird. I kind of compare this to Wicked.
Oh, interesting.
For the fact that the action scenes, much like the singing scenes, were on point.
Mm-hmm.
They were fun to watch. They were fast. They were phonetic. They really told the story.
Sure.
When there was no action, there was no movie.
Okay.
When there was no singing, there was no movie.
Okay.
when they
So
were talking, there was no dialogue.
unless you really like forced
Pause.
drama.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
about to say,
I will say the
I heard
character's name.
sounded like it was the script was written by Chat GPT. Did you
Yes.
get that out of it?
100% of, hey, Calypso, I'm talking
Like,
to
no-
you, Calypso. When
Nobody
I
talks
say
like that.
Calypso, like it says the person's name over
Oh, like
and over
5
and
times.
over.
Oh, geez, who
Well,
does
that
that?
seems to be the epitome of this like Spider-Man list, like Spider-Man universe adjacent shit or
It-
whatever.
But he's
really
a bad
is.
guy, but he's not a bad guy, but he's actually not a bad guy.
No, he's from bad guys who gets powers, who hunts worse guys.
Okay.
There's a nod to
He doesn't do
nobody.
anything bad. He has like a code. He's like Dexter.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like.
Like
He
played
also
this
hit a
second-
guy He also hit a guy in the face with a bear trap. So I mean, like, code this. Like, come on. Like,
Oh.
but he was wearing
like-
black, so he must have been a bad guy.
Okay,
true.
right.
That's true.
As action movies have taught me.
Does he
Yes.
wear
Well,
his
that's-
furs at all? Like around
the
the
end.
neck? Does he? Okay.
At the very end,
Okay.
when he
Chad,
sits
you
down and flexes all 75 of his abs.
Yeah, there are several. Hey, why did he take off his shirt? Oh yeah,
Oh.
okay.
I know why.
Hey, his shirt's off again.
I can neither confirm nor
Hey,
deny
listen.
that.
If I had a body
Kraven-
like that, I'd walk around with my shirt off all the
Yeah,
time.
but not in
Jesus,
Serbia.
If I had a body like that, I
Okay.
wouldn't wear clothes. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Like,
Yeah.
We're on the frozen tundra. Take off your shirt.
I'm
He's got
hot.
tiger's blood, or I'm sorry, lion's blood.
Lion.
Yeah.
blood.
Well, I've
Yeah.
heard that like this is or not heard, but like seen online that this is maybe like the final film in this like Spider-Man-less Spider-Man universe. And I mean they haven't done well,
Yeah.
so I kind of
The
get
group
it.
of bad guys that nobody's bad are only acting.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I just. I'm glad that you didn't hate it, Brad. It's just
Is there a midnight movie aspect to this?
no.
Okay.
It's
That's
So
right.
it's not one of those movies where you might go with a friend and enjoy making fun of it, maybe,
It's not
if you're
what I'm
kind of
worth
drunk
that.
or high.
You'd have to be
maybe.
both very and very.
very, very.
Chad, you played Spider-Man 2, right?
Oh yes.
And Kraven is a main character in that.
Yeah, and he might be coming up later in this video. Just
Awesome.
Same.
And he is
Yeah.
and he was awesome in that video game.
yeah,
And that's and
definitely.
you know I think that's the problem is I played the video game and loved the way they made the bad guy there.
Yeah.
The other main problem of this is the worst actor I have seen, and for some reason he has the greatest agent ever. This actor, if you go through like old pictures of you in your late teens, early 20s, you know how there's that one person that kind of shows up in the back of all the pictures who's kind of a stoner, and like he's not your friend, but he might be like a friend of a friend, but nobody is really directly connected to that
Yeah, yeah.
person. But they
Yeah,
just
that's
kind
me.
of
That
show
was me.
up.
I was that guy.
I was about to
Show
say
up
it
in
might have been that
pictures.
person.
this guy Fred Hetchinger.
Yeah.
And Chad, you will know him from Thelma. He is the
Oh,
weird kid.
yes.
Others might know him from Gladiator 2, where he is the syphilitic emperor.
Yeah.
God, I didn't put those two together at all. Thelma and that. Oh my God.
Oh,
And
wow.
now he's in this. Like, he is awful. Apparently, he's good friends with Maya Hawke and did her
Okay.
music video and went to school with her. But, like, this kid
What's
is the
he
greatest.
doing?
Exactly. He is the lesser brother. There is two brothers of the loins of Russell Crowe. One becomes a Calypso lion blood hunter via Spider-Man-esque, and the other is just like a wimpy kid who has a twist at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about spoiling this.
It's fine.
He
I don't think
becomes,
anybody has.
he becomes the comic book character, the chameleon. So
By
he can
going to
shape shift
somebody. And it's
at
literally
the-
a throwaway thing. I went there, guy. I can
at the
change
end.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the main bad guy was the Rhino, and I didn't mind that fight scene, but put it this way. I'm gonna download this movie, and then I'm gonna do an edit of all the fights, and it's gonna be a 14-minute fare, and I'm gonna be happy with that.
compilation. Let's go.
I'm gonna be happy with that. I tried
gotta
doing
ask
that with
you.
all the John Wick movies, and it's a 72-hour fight movie.
Okay, but yeah, no
It's
shit.
longer than the movies somehow.
It is. I don't know how that worked out, but the fight scenes became longer than everything. So yeah.
So I have to ask. I have not seen it, but Madam Web I know was
ADR.
talked about a lot earlier this
Didn't
year.
see it.
I have not seen it either. But that okay. So between Madam Web and Kraven the Hunter, like which one has the more fun value? Like sit and
Madam
get high and
Web
make fun of it with your
because
friends.
because the ADR is so bad, where Madam Web is just like, hey, people started talking, and then hey, we're
It's
still
like
going.
all shots to the back of the head, like
Exactly, like that's Madam Web. So there is a campiness to it.
Okay.
Morbius, it's just like, well, how much of Jared Leto's ego can we throw on screen at one time?
He also had his shirt off a lot.
And yeah, he also had. Well, it's just
I mean,
Jared
and
Leto.
it's Morbin time, so it
Exactly.
Oh, it's Morbin time. Fuck yeah.
Oh man, you know
that's the
what?
best part of
You know,
it.
here's the funniest thing. His agent told him to say that.
Oh, geez. Well, it worked.
Did
though.
he actually say that in the movie?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Oh, I was about to die.
No, it was just like-
no.
No, it was just
This
on
was
social
him.
media.
This was him saying, "You know what? You should go see Morbius and
The
all that
second
because
coming
I
of
told
Morbius."
you, and it's Morbin time."
Mhm.
Like,
Ooh.
I got a
come
feel
on, dude.
with that. I remember it.
Because I love like shitty trash
Yeah.
sometimes for sure. And I'm just
Like-
wondering which one leans more heavily into something
I've heard
people might
Madam
actually
Web
enjoy.
Is
Yeah.
fun, like fun to watch.
I've been told I
compared
should
to
watch it a number of times. So
It's just this is made for like teenage boys, and
yeah.
here's the thing about kids these days is they are incredibly stupid, but they are also incredibly smart.
Yeah.
So like yes, they are. If you talk to them, your brain wants to just shut down. But at the same time, like if you can get past the initial like, okay, let's get all the crap out of the way. Like honestly, these kids are brilliant because
very
they've had
savvy.
more access to information than anybody
Sure.
has in the history of the
Yeah.
world.
Way different than all of us growing up, for sure.
If you give them
Had a rock.
good, challenging stories, they actually eat it all up. It
Yeah,
just
they do.
needs to be wrapped in a like
It needs to be packaged very pretty.
Yeah.
they're like dogs that you need to put it in cheese. And trick them
Okay,
into
yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
making-
I like cheese.
well, like
Me too.
cheese.
Yeah, I'll eat anything if you put it in cheese. So
So I
This is
will
us
say,
denigrating Dave's theory that hey, we can do that with anything, can't we?
Right?
No,
So-
you're 100% correct. If it is packaged very well, I mean, no one's going to read War and Peace, but they might see an action movie about it.
Sure.
One piece and cheese.
Okay, right.
Yes.
With cheese. Extra
have
sugar.
you guys know War and Cheese, not
Oh,
Peace
oh,
and
Yeah.
Oh, War and Peace.
So now, have you guys tried to watch Gladiator 2 on Plex?
I've seen it.
I
saw
I saw it in
okay.
the theater.
Because my husband and I watched that too, And I don't know what kind of cut it was, but every time someone would drink, it said drinking is injurious to your health. And then they had like a scene where smoking kills.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God, I took pictures of it. I have to
What?
post it. It was the funniest
You
shit.
have to.
Yes,
I
it
will
was so
need to.
funny.
So apparently that was a cut that was labeled as released, but apparently it wasn't.
Okay. There it is.
So the subtitles are going a little bonkers on that
Love
one.
it.
No, it
Love
wasn't
that.
even the subtitles. It was literally just like a little, like it was
It's
right
like a
in the
flag in the
corner of the
corner.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, in the bottom right of the screen, it said smoking kills, and then drinking alcohol is injurious to your health. And I'm like, is injurious even a word? It's like I never heard that.
They're
I'm
not
convinced.
wrong.
I'm not convinced.
True.
Yeah, they're not wrong.
Well, no,
As-
they're not wrong, but
I
we
thought
need
they were
that
gonna
for we need that for this podcast as Chad and I are smoking and drinking, and I saw Carly tip a few.
yeah. So just a double.
I
I'm addicted
did.
to this vape, guys. I can't help it.
I did watch another one because it was available to digital, and I saw Nora for the second time.
Oh
or
yeah,
third
I
time,
started
third
that
time.
Okay,
I
it's
am-
available. Where can I see it?
on Plex.
Shut
We'll
up.
get you hooked up, homie. We got you.
We're
Yeah.
working on it's a good buffer between the terrible dialogue and nothing feels real about Kraven to just I crave the reality dialogue, even though
Yeah.
it's wrapped in crazy accents. It feels
stunning.
like home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, I only watched like 20 minutes of it, and I can't wait to watch the rest of it. But I had to turn it off because the kids were awake. But
Yeah.
yeah, I could already tell. I was like, people actually talk like this. This is real.
Oh,
Well,
just
you like that
wait
opening
till you
sequence in the strip club,
Yes.
like all the like
Yeah.
the jiggle and like the dancing and like
Or-
yes, I was like, God,
when you meet Chad and my crush in the movie.
yeah,
Oh, Yuri.
Yuri's so good.
Yeah.
I love him.
So good. I want him to win an Oscar
everything.
so bad. All right. Any leftovers for Kraven?
That guy does sit-ups all the time.
Okay, 24.
And
That
eats
guy
no carbs.
does
I mean, me
steroids
too,
and
but-
Ozempic.
Oh,
You know what? It's just weird. I really enjoy the actor. I mean, I
Apparently
love
my
I like him
pink has
too.
run out.
your pink has
Oh.
run out. Been there. I loved him
Visual
in
flair.
Bullet Train. I think he's like a really great actor, and I don't know. Do people go to movie jail anymore?
Yeah.
Like,
I
this
think
is
people should.
this is not going to help somebody. Like,
No, and he had a good upswing too.
he had really, really good. He was entertaining. He was charming. He's good looking. He's a good actor.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I hope.
Bad movie.
So was Russell Crowe one day.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I hope there was like a Brinks truck that Sony said, here you go, dude. We need somebody.
The 110 million did not go for the CGI of the animals. I
Well, what
hope it
about
went
that-
to the actors.
No, come on. What about that random jungle cat that attacked him for the hell of it?
Oh yeah, so at one point he becomes the Beastmaster.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
All right,
I can
I got to
relate.
move on. All right,
Yeah.
so there's been a trend on TikTok, and it has, like many TikTok trends, it has bled over to Instagram, Facebook, and to all of the other things where everybody else can consume it. And it is actually started as a teenage girl game, and us being 4 teenage girls have decided
Yeah.
to take over.
me.
It is the Hear Me Out cake. Now, unfortunately, we do not have cake, but
No, sadly,
we'd
but
still
I have
like
plenty
you
of
to hear us out.
yes, of course. But don't go with me first because I need to make sure my shit is.
I will go
makes
first.
sense. Okay.
I will go first, and I will tell you that I added one because of my fear of my skew. So, if Chad, if you could cue me up here. So we have "Hear Me Out" by Coach. I am the visual designer of the group. You can tell.
Oh no, you're not ready for mine. You're not ready for mine. Fuck.
Yours is not much better than mine. Yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
even figure it out, so you guys can laugh at me later.
So, first one I had is "Hear Me Out," Roxanne from a Goofy movie from 1995. What
Okay.
added it to it is a young Dave crush of Martin from ER. I think it's Days Go By or Days Goes On, one of those old school. She was a teenage crush. Roxanne, I just felt was adorable in the Goofy movie. I was shocked to hear that she was voiced by somebody because I just remember her just being embarrassed the whole time.
Yeah,
Oh.
she didn't speak much. She didn't speak much. She well, I'm not gonna lie. I think most of the crew would have been holding them books somewhere else.
Yeah,
A little lower.
Okay. Facts.
I think it's the innocence of the character that appealed to me. So,
I'm glad I wrecked that
She's
for you.
cute.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I
moving
love
on, we have
Oh, yeah.
Jane Lane from Daria.
Oh my god.
These are not controversial at all, though.
Oh,
Like,
mine
so
are
far.
definitely not. You're not ready for my non-controversial
Okay.
shit.
Well,
Holy shit.
I think I have a couple. I do
Okay.
think I am the most PG out of the group. Jane Lane's don't give a F, don't give a fuck at all about anything. Attitude, complete thing. Yep, loved it. Just doesn't
looks
care
like-
what anybody thinks.
She reminds me, Samantha Morton from Pump Up the Volume. I don't know her character
Ah,
name,
okay.
but she's very that in this photo
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the docs.
Let's see, moving on. Gadget Hack Wrench
Okay.
from Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Okay.
There's a lot of cartoons on here.
I was like, God,
So
I am really
I'm-
out of my element.
Yes, I'm in cartoon furry. I
Okay.
honestly just threw Jane Lane in at the last minute because I think I was skewing a little
Needed a
too
person.
furry.
Hey, no king shame. No king shame.
Nope.
Okay.
No, never.
I'm
No,
just
no.
kink
Gadget Hack
asking.
Wrench. Gadget Hack Wrench
Listen.
was feminine wild, and she could build shit,
Mhm.
and that's freaking hot.
And it's the
It is.
onesie. It's the jumpsuit. It's the yeah.
You got to
You know,
unzip it.
She was
Yeah.
rocking the goggles before Seth Green made him popular in the 90s.
Yeah,
And
the
that
old
nose
steampunk.
it's serving everything.
Cute
I
as a
love the
button.
nose. Yeah.
Yeah,
of
between that and
course,
the between that and the Goofy movie, I think you have a type, Dave.
I kind of I've brought something up from the netherworld that I think I need
Wonderful.
to address.
Wonderful. Very steampunk.
All right, hear me out.
Oh, goodness.
Zoobly Zoo, how are you?
Zoobly Zoo was a children's television show starring Broadway Tony winner Ben Vereen
Yes.
as a lion tamer to
I love her little pouch.
I've never heard of it, but I love
Oh, you
this.
haven't? Oh, no.
Oh,
I remember this.
Listen,
Can
the
you,
soundtrack
Charlie? Can
alone-
you sing us the theme song?
Oh, God, I
No,
can't.
no.
I can't. I'm sorry. I don't remember that, but I do remember this.
Well, it goes Zoobly Zoo, Zoobly
Zoobly
Zoo,
Zoo
Magic and Wonder are waiting for you.
for you. That's
Oh,
right.
okay. I know gummy bears.
Oh my god.
Hear me out.
I'm going to
All
send you
right.
a link to a
Oh.
Gummy Bears theme song written by sung by a Norwegian metal artist.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hold on.
Gozer. I
Oh,
feel
hold
it.
on. So, hear me out, Gozer.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Later played by Olivia Wilde in Ghostbusters
Hell
Afterlife.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know how the YouTube is going to view it, so this was kind of the most PG version. Version. I
Sure.
was a virgin at the time when I first discovered Ghostbusters. Back
But it's a
in the day.
PG movie too.
It
so
changed
can't
after
be
the
too
theater.
Yes.
Yes, but whatever you want.
So yeah, hear me out, Gozer. I think it was when Bill Murray called her a minx.
Nimble little minx,
A
isn't
nimble
she?
little minx. And then I am going to end with, as you guys had talked about earlier, Sunny Gummy
Oh,
from the
Whoa.
Adventures of Gummy Bears.
oh that's
Okay.
great.
No theme song goes harder than the Gummy Bear theme song.
Damn right.
Right.
I don't know it, so can somebody sing it for me?
Oh no! Like it is a jam.
Okay.
Like you don't
Dashing and
understand
daring,
how hard the guy
courageous and
goes.
caring, faithful and friendly with stories to share.
Oh, Brad Daddy, yes. I swooned. I was like throwing roses on the stage.
Somehow they put
Gummy
a rhyming
bears
scheme in
bouncing
there.
here and there and everywhere.
Everywhere.
The magic
High
of
adventure.
gummy berry juice.
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh.
No,
Now-
seriously,
I've had
I'm
that.
going to share you guys this link. You guys will like headbang, and I do all the time to this.
So when I saw Sunny Gummy, I realized a later in life crush that I had that I think might stem from this original Sunny Gummy. Say
Okay.
that 7 times.
Okay, right, yeah, no shit.
Which has led me to my latter-day crush of Captain
Oh.
Kara Starbuck
All
Thrace
right.
Yes.
from Battlestar Galactica, Katie Sackhoff.
I would not fuck with her.
Yes, but I do.
I
if you
would.
kind of go back
I
and
would.
forth,
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
can
do
totally
think this
see
is
it.
a before
Yeah,
and after. So as I
That'll work.
dial up 1-800-therapy,
No, yours are totally
as
good.
well
dude.
as find out where I can get a pouch and a tail,
I know a
that
guy.
would be my hear me
All
out.
right.
Okay, yeah, hell yeah.
Very good.
Dave,
Oh
that
my
was
God,
fantastic.
dude.
That was fantastic.
Who is next on Hear Me Out though? You're assigning roles, Mr. Coach.
Oh, we're gonna go odd, even. Brad, let's go to your video.
Hold on.
Okay. All right.
Hold on. Technically challenged, guys. Here we go.
Yeah.
We may have to pause a couple
Oh,
times.
here we go.
Oh, we gotta go back to the beginning.
Yeah, you got to
Oh,
go back
shit.
to the beginning.
Oh, we gotta go to the beginning.
There we go.
All right. That
Yes.
is
Look at that booty.
Steelheart from Silverhawks. Kind of a poor spinoff of Thundercats, but this was the only girl.
Wait,
Oh, sorry, you have to
Pause it.
pause.
go back.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, hold on.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I did not have the time or the bandwidth to figure out slides. Yeah.
But that's
I
what
don't-
makes this show special.
Exactly.
Now,
She
I'll be the
looks
first-
like Lita Battle Angel if they did a sequel.
Yeah, well, kind of. This she might be on the list, but no. Honorable mention. This was, like I said, I was sitting down watching cartoons, and you had the Silverhawks on there, a bunch of intergalactic superheroes, and there was one girl, and yeah, that just kind of. Now she's 98% robots, so I don't know how
Oh.
anything of this would work.
Okay.
Years old.
She's got a mouth.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're
Dead
my new
ass.
favorite
Dead
person.
ass. Dead ass.
Yes. She also can bench like 4 tons and had a military background and was very stern. And that just kind of, that kind of did something. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, Steelheart from Silverhawks. That was.
That ass, seriously. Don't
I know, right?
Oh,
My
listen,
God.
I didn't draw this, but I appreciate the person that did.
Brad, I'm just so honored that you put a photo of me up. And
Yeah,
All right, we're
so
playing, guys.
if you can, so just hit play and then we'll wait because, like I said, I can't figure out slides. Now,
Okay.
this is Ursa from Superman 2.
okay.
I sat and watched it at first choice, and she was with 2 other Kryptonians, 2 men, and Superman. Now, I freaking love Superman. He is my favorite superhero of all times. And watching this, again, you can tell I have a type. It's very stern, man-hating, ultra-powerful, will tear your head off and spit down your neck. You really have to impress her. Yeah, it just kind of did it. I remember
In other
sitting
words,
there
Brad
watching.
may or
I'm
may
like,
not like a dummy mommy.
I love
Well,
it.
yes,
A
well,
dummy
we can-
mommy.
we can
I'm
leave it.
just
We
saying.
can leave. Oh God! Wait till you see the last one. Oh God!
Okay.
So yeah, Ursa from Superman 2. She's currently doing conventions and such, and everyone still friggin' loves her. Yeah.
Well, she's hot because she has this like almost like angelic sort of elfin quality, but she looks fucking serious as fuck, and like she will fuck you up if need be.
Oh well, she killed a child in
Yeah.
Superman 2, so there's that.
So he's got that going for her.
She here to play.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. Time's going. Time's passing.
She's still hot.
It's extremely hot.
There we go.
Okay. That's RC
Yeah.
from the Transformers movie. Now, I know she's about 14 feet tall. But she...
You climb.
and a robot.
So
and a
many
freaking
bitches
robot
are, yes.
that turns into a car. But, okay, I'm just going to say it. I would get in that car. A lot. She's pink. She's got the hips. She just got something. And she took care of Spike's kid, Daniel, very well in that other movie. So she's got that matron quality. And she killed a bunch of Decepticons, which is pretty cool, too.
Okay. I'm
And
feeling her. Love her.
She's a car. You know? I like cars.
Really quick, this reminds me, has anyone seen the movie Teton?
No.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Do I need to?
Yeah. Definitely. I think so. It's a French kind of horror movie about a woman who gets pregnant and
Oh,
shit.
I've heard of it. I didn't realize
Yeah.
that was what it was called. Okay.
It's so good. Maybe she's not exactly in that, but it was adjacent enough for me to mention it. So all right, we're going on to the next.
RC from Transformers. Currently in the comics, which yes, I read. Stop it.
We love her.
Oh yeah.
Chitara from
Yeah,
the
okay.
Thundercats.
Yep. Thought about
Okay.
that. A little too wild for my taste.
Just wild enough for mine.
Okay.
In the first episode, she was technically naked, which made me feel things. And then she just kind of graduated to a leotard. She's got the bow staff. She can run really fast. She's got the moves. She had the great, very almost sultry voice that even into my high school days, I remember a buddy of mine, he had a Chitara poster in his locker. And I'm like, love her. And he's like, man, can you imagine how fast she can stop? Stop. And then later we discovered Hitachi wands, and yeah, so that's what we call it, the Chitara. Yeah, always loved her, and she took care of the other Thundercats too, which is the matron quality too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we love that. We love you, Chitara.
She
Yes,
took care of them.
We were glad you did not go to Snarf.
Well, it's funny because
that
sorry,
was
our Chaz,
actually-
hear me out, Snarf.
no, that was actually a term that we used for a certain anatomy in
No.
Canada.
There it
Hip
is.
play.
Okay, play it is. Love you, Chitara. Mean it.
Yeah, look at her, she's winking. Okay,
Ah!
hear me out.
Why did you post me on this?
Yes.
Why is this me making holiday
Listen,
dinner?
if the four of us each have gummy bears on all of our things, that will be the most magical ever.
Okay, first of all, Sunny Gummy was underage, so I'm not going to do that.
Oh,
I'm saying I was of age when Sunny Gummy
When that
was.
happened.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Grammy Gummy.
Grammy
First
Gummy.
of all,
We have missed.
look
one in
at
the
it.
middle.
first of all, look at her. She's mean. I like mean women.
She's stern.
She is very stern.
He comes to play.
She comes to take control. She's straightening shit out. And I always thought maybe as just a mere human, I could be like a pet or something. So we'll just leave it at that. So yeah. And the Gummy Bears theme box.
Yes.
So yes.
Still a banger.
Yeah. So I was absolutely delighted that Dave had Sunny Gummy on his list. So I thought,
Love it.
oh God, yes, I'm just adequately weird enough. So yeah, one human, one Kryptonian, and a bunch of a robot and a cyborg. What was that number you said for therapy?
You're right. You're running the gamut, dude. I
Yeah.
love it.
So you hear me out. I'm a little ashamed, but that's kind of hot too.
There ain't no shame in it, dog. We're human.
So please stop being play. Please stop being play. Get Granny off the screen.
Is there another one? Oh no, that was it. Okay, fuck. All right, there's that. Okay, who's next, Mr. Coach?
Let's go. You and Carly, we're gonna go rock, paper, scissors, please.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I will call it out.
Okay.
Since that was a little awkward.
I'm sorry, that was on me.
And since this is an audio medium, that didn't go over well at all.
No.
Yeah, no. All I heard was like,
yeah.
God, that sounded like mac and cheese stirring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good Lord.
So
Hear me out.
We're gonna hear
Got
me
it.
out. Count them down. 1, 2, 3, shoot. And nobody did anything.
Okay.
Oh,
I did not.
All right, so we are
Audio.
doing rock,
It's an
paper,
audio
scissors. Okay.
medium.
All right,
Okay.
come on.
Rock, paper, scissors.
All right.
1, 2, 3, and then on shoot, you shoot.
Okay. You ready, Chad?
put your hand up, Carly, so we can see your.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Well, son of a.
What the fuck was that?
All right. You did a scissor paper.
Did scissor.
Chad, you go next.
All right.
Chad, you go next. Chad, you go next.
Okay.
Oh no, you're on mute. I
Chad,
don't
you
know what
mute.
happened to your audio.
I was on mute, guys.
There you
Sorry,
go.
sorry.
He wanted to mute
he
the
rock,
macaroni and
scissors.
cheese noise.
I'm a very animated talker, so sorry, guys.
Apparently, I'm
So-
an animated lover.
Oh.
Ditto. My brother.
Oh, there it is. So I got the assignment, but I don't think I quite got the assignment in the way that everyone else might have. So my list is fit to be fucking boring as shit.
We'll see.
However, let's bring that shit to the stage, shall we? Kraven the Hunter from
Booyah.
Spider-Man 2, specifically on PS5, and I could make him so much worse. Ooh woo. Oh, he's the baddie. Oh god. The things I thought playing this game were unhealthy. It was not okay. It still isn't, probably, because he's a big, gigantic, just God. Yeah.
Looks like a big bear.
Big
Oh.
beast of a man.
I
I
am
like
a
his hairy
bear
chest.
appreciator. Oh god, same. Fuck, bear appreciator right here. Kraven the Hunter, Spider-Man 2, PS5. Oh, it was so much fun to play that game, and every time he was on screen, I was like, it was like my little happy dance and shit. Yeah.
Did you
Fucking
have
fine as
trouble fighting him?
Yes, that game is not easy. I don't
Kept-
think.
Kept dying because then we get to see him again.
Mm.
Read-
Okay, facts.
Intro.
God, my shit's about to get way more vanilla from here. Holy shit. Okay,
Aw.
so this was my weirdest choice. I don't even know what's next, so surprise for me too. Oh, David Harbour from
okay.
Violent Night. Santa
Not bad.
Kink Unlocked. Holy shit. What wouldn't I do to be on that naughty list? I don't know. Almost anything. Oh, that man is fine as fuck. This movie, I didn't love it. I thought it was fine, but
Yeah, it was
is
fun.
he is a delight in this movie. And this photo, this still,
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
good in that movie.
it's everything. I was like, I got
Santa
lost in
Kink
it for a
Unlocked. I
second.
love it.
Yeah, Santa Kink Unlocked as fuck. Oh my god. I think I know what's next, and oh god. Hi, I'm gonna expose myself. I like anyone who's been listening for a while, like I'm done expose myself, but
Russell Crowe from Crazy.
Dad Kink
Oh.
Unlocked.
Oh, yeah.
Dad Kink Unlocked. A hot blue collar bear daddy who loves his family, loves his kids, works hard, wears flannel, all that shit. Oh my god. There is nothing that makes my manties more soaked than shit like that.
Good choice.
So yeah, John Goodman, man.
Okay.
I mean, he's not conventionally like hot by most people's standards, I would say, but I mean, that's the shit that does it for me, man. Like, I love just a regular ass fucking dude, and
You like what you like.
yeah, I love him. I loved him when I was probably too young to love him. That's why he is Dad Kink Unlocked. So yeah.
Dude,
I love you, John. I know you're listening.
I have an elderly gummy bear on my list. So yeah.
Okay, right, fact. Okay, right. It doesn't get
And they're bouncing here and there and everywhere.
here and there and everywhere for real.
Here and there and everywhere.
And then finally for tonight, I only had 4 guys. Russell Crowe.
Oh, yeah.
In
The whole cast of
conclusion-
Kraven.
It says in conclusion, he could choke me, and oh god, especially in this movie Unhinged, where he plays a psychopathic like killer basically who gets like beeped at in traffic and like loses his shit over it. Oh
Love
my
it.
god. What
He's going to
wouldn't I
hunt you
do?
down and choke you.
Oh my
Gonna hunt you
god.
down
Don't
and
threaten
choke
me
you.
with a good time. I even got my good weave put in for this shit. Yes, let's go. He is
I
so
love it.
fine. Fat Russell Crowe is the hottest Russell Crowe. You can't change my mind. You can't. So you can try, but yeah, this is oh god. Jesus, take the wheel. Fuck. Yes. This is it. That's why he's got the fingers, everything. This is the
love
ultimate of the list for me.
I love it.
And then last,
Now
we're gonna have Miss Carly. It's very
can't
serious
wait.
now. And then you can control this, Carly. So swipe through
All right.
as you feel necessary.
All right, so here are my choices. All right, we got Adam Driver, just Adam Driver in general.
Really?
He's tall, he's sexy as fuck, he's charismatic, ex-military, so he knows how to use a gun.
Okay, yeah. What does Trey think about this choice?
He thinks he's ugly.
Oh,
He's like,
I don't think so at all.
I was like,
I like
I
him a
don't
little.
care. I don't care. I've seen him in enough movies. I know he's sexy.
He's-
Like,
I'm
there's
obsessed
something
with
about
it.
him.
He's got a unique look.
Yeah, especially when he has the longer hair and the facial hair. That's more my style.
I always love someone who looks like kind of interesting in a way and
Right.
unusual. So I feel it, girl, for sure.
All right, so that's my first one. And then we have the Predator from Predator.
I almost
the
picked Jason
mask-
Voorhees, so I feel it.
Yeah, the mask has to stay on,
Yeah.
though, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Because he is the epitome of a butterface. I mean, look at that body. He's athletic. He's cunning. He's obviously competitive. And he knows his way around the forest and how to hunt.
Oh,
So-
daddy vibes all day.
Yes, very sexy.
Got the dreads.
He just needs a beard and it would be over.
I know. If he could just have a beard on that mask, he'd be good.
Photoshop the thing.
I'm finna do that.
All right, then we have Kyle Gallner as
Oh.
Simon in Dinner in America.
Okay.
I picked
Like a
him
punk
because
rocker boy.
yes, he is so sexy in that. He hates authority. He has a fun fashion sense. He's a bad boy, obviously. He's musically inclined, and I really like his hair.
Yeah. I
That
love
is
his
a
hair.
very
hot.
powerful haircut.
Yes, because he could totally rock the mohawk, when he wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. All right, then we have Adam Sandler as
whoa.
Robbie Hart in The Wedding
Whoa.
Singer.
Are you serious?
Do what?
Are you serious?
Yes,
I kind
I'm
of love
serious.
it. I love it.
I had
Hey,
listen. He
listen.
doesn't.
It's either that or
Yes.
John Lovett's in there. So I mean,
Oh,
we
God.
gotta go
Okay.
with that.
Yeah.
What about
mean,
the dude that
come
played
on.
George?
No, no. So he's a romantic. He's got a great sense of humor. Obviously, a killer mullet.
The killerist.
Yes, he could write me a song, and I definitely want to grow old with him.
Yes.
That you hold the remote control.
That's
the
right,
shit I'm
he
here for.
would.
Let's go.
Thank you.
I love it.
And my last one is Maynard James
Oh.
Keenan.
Whoa. Really?
So yeah, yes. Oh my God, I think he is so hot and sexy. I'm sorry.
I have a story when you're done. So
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah, me
he's
too.
massively talented. Obviously, great costumes and hair choices for his performances over the years. I think all things considered comes across as a very down-to-earth kind of guy. If you've ever watched him on Joe Rogan or any of his other interviews, I really like listening to him talk. And I would definitely have prison sex with him.
prison sex. Holy shit.
All right.
So I saw Tool.
Between my cyborg having a mouth and you bragging about prison sex, Carly, you is everybody's favorite person in the whole world right now.
So I got to see Tool live when Lollapalooza did not tour. When Lollapalooza was not a stationary thing. It used to tour before it became like a mainstay in Chicago. And I think it was like one of the first couple of years of it. And I did not know who Tool was. But I watched them perform that day, and he came out in a cone bra and like this like long ponytail and shit, and like just was riveting and like just this force on stage that I was like, holy
100%.
He's so good.
Yeah, it blew my mind. I was like, holy shit, who is this? I need to know all the things about Tool. And
Actually,
it blew me away.
I saw Tool before they were Tool in a place called the Warehouse in Toronto. It was a alternative club.
Okay.
That's
my kind of place.
A lot of leather, a lot of chains, a lot of wonderful people, a lot of drugs. And they came on stage and performed in such a powerful voice. And yeah, he was wearing like a bra and panties and garter belt. And it's the very androgynous and the way he could contort himself when he was singing. And because it's Toronto, somebody had a blow up doll, so they threw it up on stage. So he laid upon it and did horrible things with it. And then he threw it back into the crowd, and I ran. I didn't want
to catch it.
No. And then he got on the mic and said, "I appreciate the effort, but that's not my thing," which had a lot of the straight boys like, what? A little half-assed panicked, which I absolutely love.
Sure.
But you can't get over the talent. That's a really great choice. Really.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
I was trying to think of people that were unconventionally attractive. I was just like, I just have a thing for them.
That's just always my thing in general. Like, I mean, I feel like everyone I point out is hot. Everybody's like, oh, I mean, they're fine, but like,
oh, good for you. Good for
good for you.
I just know what I like, guys.
I'm really glad you enjoyed that.
Yes. I like that you're making that person happy by thinking they're attractive.
Okay, right. Yeah. Well, as we can see, I have a type. I think this has been known like on this show for a long time. Like I have a type, and I stick to that.
The only ones that need therapy is Brad and I, and
hey, mine as animated and entertaining as they were, there was a theme. So
there was a theme.
Yes,
there was. Speaking of themes, Chad, could you hit play?
Oh, wait, hold please. Oh wait, I don't have it. I don't think.
Nope, it's there.
Fuck, hold on. Oh wait.
Yes.
Oh yes, let's go.
And daring, courageous and caring, faithful and friendly, with stories to share. All through the forest they sing out in chorus, marching along as their song fills the air. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears.
You know the rest of it?
Magic and mystery are part of their history.
This is the best theme song ever made.
Of gummy bears.
Oh, there's your girl.
Legend is growing. They take pride in knowing the fight for what's right in whatever they do. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. They are the gummy bears.
So good.
Why don't they do intros like that? I mean, it's just not done anymore.
There's no good writers.
Was magic.
Well, it's like, now we'll get bare naked ladies to do it, or now we'll get who's the two Johns? Birdhouse in My Soul.
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't know. I know the gummy bear scene, but I don't know them.
They do the Malcolm in the Middle one.
Oh,
My Two Johns. Yeah, you know it. It's just
Yeah. Okay, there's another spinoff. We are going to come up with our favorite sitcom themes and just do a silly video of completely copywritten. We will not get paid for anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're not making money off of this right now, so as long as we can get like hard strikes,
might as well have fun with it.
we're good.
Let's bust every copyright rule because we're not
That's
making
right.
money anyway. We're
They
doing
might be
this
giant.
for our
So things may change
own
in the future, guys.
our own entertainment and yours guys too.
Yeah, we can always clip the gummy berry juice at the end, so when we put that on YouTube, we don't get stripped.
We YOLO on this channel as fuck until
Damn
we
right.
can't YOLO anymore, and then that's a little bit different. But for right now, we YOLOing as fuck. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for again listening to us tonight. Our problematic woods, that's what I'm going to call it. I know it was something different, but problematic woods is. I felt like it made more sense. At least that's what I was thinking when I chose all this shit tonight. But yeah, this shit was fun as fuck, and yeah. We appreciate you listening, subscribe to fucking YouTube, the regular, the audio podcast, regular Scene Invaders, and we'll link all of that shit in the description of the audio and video as always. And yeah, good night. Does anyone else have anything to say?
We never know how to end these. That's one
Other
thing.
than Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yes, it absolutely is.
So is First Blood.
So is
Okay.
Gremlins.
Yes.
Yeah, Gremlins.
So is
Gremlins,
Lethal
definitely.
Weapon, honestly.
So is Lethal
Any
Weapon.
Shane Black movie is pretty much
Yeah,
a
no
Christmas
kidding.
movie.
No kidding.
He loves Christmas, guys.
Yes.
And Shane Black was in your boy Predator.
Oh,
He
shit.
was. That's right.
Yeah. He was the guy that
I
wasn't
think-
Arnold.
I think my Predator kink was unlocked tonight too, just so you know. So because I was very close to picking Jason Voorhees.
Okay. You
I
should
don't want to
have.
talk about
Damn it.
but yeah, man, I was close. And I was like, fuck, maybe I'm being
Turn
too
on.
weird. But now I realize I could have been weird as fuck.
I know. I was
Teenager.
trying to think of weirder things, and I was like, the Predator is the weirdest thing I could think of.
Well, let's just say that this was a part one because we have
Okay.
to revisit
Yeah.
this. We have to revisit this.
No
No,
more
come on, Dave.
of
Let's get really
questionable
weird
ones.
now.
Oh, now we gotta dive deep,
Let's
dog.
get weird.
Let's
Great.
get weird.
It's never weird here ever.
I do
But anyway,
like
guys.
some of the ones like when they do this on like TikTok, like someone just put like the letter 8 or the number 8.
Number 8. Yeah.
They
It's
know
two
what they're
holes.
doing.
Yeah, it's 2 holes.
Well, really quick before we
And
get off here,
curvy.
so it is on recording. I was talking with my friend Janelle over text earlier, and I told her what we were doing tonight. I sent her like my selection. She was like, "For one, we have the same taste in guys," and I was like, "Yeah, I had a feeling." And then she was like, "Have you heard about this? What is this shit called on TikTok?
Hear me out.
Hear me out." Yeah, she was like, "Have you heard of Hear Me Out?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think that's actually what this is." And then she was like, "Oh no, you're not nearly weird enough for that." And I was like, "Fuck!" That's what made me like second guess all of this shit. And I was like, "Fuck!" I had like John Goodman and shit, like and Russell Crowe.
No, that was a good one. Those are all good
That's a
choices.
good one, man.
No, there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with your choices.
Yeah, because they're Hear Me Outs for me, and maybe not the like
Just
the population.
just
at
yours are
large.
just possible in real life where mine just aren't.
Okay, right? Yeah, okay, fact.
As soon as I get to Krypton, I'm going to make mine happen.
And also, sorry, Russell Crowe, I'm taken. But if for some reason that changes,
Hall
But-
pass.
for now, sorry. Anyway, good night, guys. It was a
Good
pleasure
night,
as
everybody.
always.
We can't end
Good
this, so
night.
we're just going to end it. Good night.
Yes.